Okay, let's call the meeting to order. It's 9:35 a.m. Monday, August the 11th, 2014. This is the regular meeting of the Commissioners Court. Make note that notice was given for the time, for the manner required, and that all members of the court are present. If it's convenient, please stand. Invocation for the pledge. Our Father in heaven, we thank you for this day, for the many blessings you've brought to us. We're grateful for the rain. We know that you provide more as you see fit. We do believe that we need substantial rains to fill our lakes and tanks. But we are very thankful for the amount that you have seen fit to bring us today. We're grateful for this country. We're grateful for the opportunity we have to be self-governed. We ask your blessings upon those of our nation who put themselves in harm's way, provide freedoms and privileges and protect them, those freedoms and privileges that we love so dearly. We ask your blessings upon this meeting, upon the decisions we make, and may they be made by your counsel, and that they are in the best interest of the citizens from whom we serve. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Texas pledge.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you very much. Court, I would like to drop down to item number 10. We have a notice that needs to be in the paper, and the court page ad, and I call personnel in the paper in training. And we need to propose this a tax rate so we can put it in that advertisement. I think everybody should have the notice, or at least the tax rates by which we have calculated our effective and rollback tax rates. This year, our current tax rate is 0.589384. The effective rate for our ensuing budget would be 0.562984. And the rollback tax rate would be 0.615755. Customarily, what we've done with regard to this is establish the proposed rate just under the rollback, and then as we develop this budget, we set that substantially. So with that in mind, could we have a motion for a particular tax rate?
I make a motion we 6157. Effective tax rate. Yes, sir. Speak to my
We have a motion by Commissioner Wiley and a second by Commissioner Pruitt. That would be stated, I, Commissioner Wiley, move that Young County Commissioners Court propose a tax rate of 0.615700 to be placed as an action item on the meeting agenda for August 25th, 2014. That motion was seconded by Commissioner Pruitt. All in favor? Any nays? Okay. Thank you very much. Any? Could I get included in that motion, that we set public hearings on that tax rate for August the 18th and August, Kenny, was it saying about that, August the 18th? The two hearings? Live on the bottom of that, yeah. 18th, 21st. All in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Also, for the convenience of some of the folks that we have here, we could move to item number 11. That's a search advisory committee. I believe it states in the legislation that we are to meet, or that committee is to meet quarterly. We have had one meeting, and we'll introduce the members here. President today, Lane Craig, Johnny Clark, Josh Phillips, Carl Gregg, Ronnie Robertson not here. Explanation, Young County has been awarded $655,000 plus dollars. It's going to cost Young County $163,000 to access that reimbursement of $655,000. Total something over $800,000 of expenditures. The court has established 4 different CTERs, or county transportation reinvestment zones. The boundaries of those are specific roads that the CTERs were created on. It calls for the increase in value between the base year, which is 2013, and subsequent years to go into those projects. It's not anticipated that any of our projects will, or any of the CTERs zones increase the value because the boundaries are right away from second. So there's probably not be any increase in value regarding those investment zones. Commissioners have established projects. They're much in excess of the $800,000+. We'll go to the extent that we have. Those have all been approved. Projects that have been submitted. We have not begun any of those projects here in just a few minutes. I think that we'll go over some bids that we received. Procedures there. But in the meantime, I'll ask the commissioners if they've got anything that they ask the advisory committee. The advisory committee has anything that they request the commissioners.
I'd like to make a statement that 2 gentlemen that are involved with my particular project, Ronnie Robertson and Lane Kramer, have been invaluable in scoping this project, and getting a plan together for this project. Mr. Kramer, I appreciate your time and effort. I know your time is money and you're in business for yourself, and I appreciate that very much. So I think that we're going to make it a very effective project out of this, and that the folks in Young County are going to be very proud of the way we're using this money, and we're using it in the most effective manner to make it do as much as possible. Once again, Mr. Robertson is well aware of what heavy oil field traffic looks like on county roads. Mr. Kramer does this for a living, and he is at one of the terminuses of the project that we're making out there on the road. I think that, the solid advisory board, although nothing that it does has to be done by us, it's still good information and they're very valuable to the whole project. I want to thank you all for serving very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Anything you'd like to say?
Not specifically, basically, Mike and I looked at the job a little bit, evaluated just, on some areas that had failed, and, he talked about some different ways of fixing, and we just kind of put our heads together a little bit, I think a couple of recommendations, but they seem to have a really good grasp of how to fix it and what the end product's going to look like.
Josh, Johnny, Laura.
I just echo appreciation y'all serving on the committee.
Okay, for the record, just for the record, Mike, county here, thanks for the investment. At night, the meeting did leave for this day. If you'd like to stay around for the discussion regarding this chip seal, those kinds of things, we'll take those up right now. If that makes it okay. On the purpose
I've got copies of it, okay?
We kind of discussed, I'll open the discussion. I called after our last meeting, where we tabled the issue with our rough contractor, Chris Little. And he said if the other two commissioners, Jimmy and Mike, could get their miles together and the projects together, that this price could go down. He kind of needs those numbers pretty quick, because he has people calling. For the rest of the year. So as of today, we have a bid from you, but I don't know that we want to lock it in. He said there is some wiggle room to go down.
What kind of wiggle room is he talking about? Is it a certain percentage decrease if we,
He didn't say.
so could he write in his bid X number of discount for X number of miles of road? So you have an idea?
He could adjust his bid, one time adjustment, if you do what the miles of the project I would like to see my project done before October. He said he could be there in September.
What does he need to know about our project? Just evaluate pricing.
Where they're at and how many miles they're
That's all he needs to know.
It's miles.
miles and width.
He said, he told me that he'd be here the first of September. First of September, you already been there? No, I haven't been going. I just talked to him, that's what he said. He'd be here. That's all this is.
I'd like to bid on it, I've got long source chip seals. Put about 1.9 miles right down the road from 16 more. In that bid.
Our next item is the reclaim job. We'll have to project the bid that we have, even though, since we first spoke in March. So I'll have to project that, so I'm looking for another contractor to do the reclaim job, so
You don't have to consider price.
next item, Let's do the next time.
380,000 plus. Stacy, I
It was a county hall.
tables, those, 180,000 plus, rock solid.
So we probably need to table this issue and get our projects together and see what kind of pricing. Like Josh have like a one-time adjustment. I think they're adjusting the deal.
That's something that you had on this. Me and the bidder.
Okay. Please get those. Maybe I'll do that now.
It's a pretty good bid.
Well, that's volume here, obviously, price is down. You could read it, you did 20 miles, and then 10 miles, or 10 miles,
I've got like Mike, though, I think he could, if he had 4 miles or 8 miles added to it, he could come up with a price per mile. It'd be less.
I'd rather pay the extra pricing it than get into it before.
Yeah, we need to find out exactly where it is. It's
What is it that they want?
like,
That'll decide whether or not I do that.
because it is.
Yes.
Reject the request.
The final road, everything,
Separate items.
I don't know, 12, then we're going to do Rogers. Motion to Commissioner Rogers and second by Commissioner Wiley to once again table bid with chip seal. Table Monday, all you guys, all in favor? Carried. Item number 13, consider full deputy reclamation station run.
Yeah, we're gonna go back on the table, I'm gonna check that.
Second. Got a motion by Commissioner Rogers and a second by Commissioner Wiley to reject the full deputy reclamation bid. That was fine.
Rock solid.
All in favor?
Gonna rebid next week.
Not sure.
Just need you up to that's about
$30,000.
30,000. So it's in the neighborhood of 180,000.
Yeah, that's what the state.
We can see. If they're doing the haul,
It's contract.
Three other items. Back order.
Oh, he's got one.
Item number 3, public comments about presentations, there's no action items. I have listed on here a letter from the department in here regarding to sharp nose and small eye shiner. Then it's right for replacing. Read this letter, I think there's something like 625 miles in the upper Ratchet Basin. They have declared critical habitat for this minnow. And they have listed on their Endangered Species Act. And I believe that they are calling the mainstream and 100 feet on either side of that is critical habitat. What this exactly that means is I suspect that we can't disturb that area of habitat. If you do probably have to get a special permit. Federal nightmare applications. That's just a piece of information. Also, we have Graham Regional Medical Center EMS financial statement that we asked for. A couple of weeks ago, we got their own statement. You have it there. Their EMS statement this time. And we have good news, overage reimbursements from Young County Appraisal District of $43,731.61. I believe those were for the 10, 11, and 13 tax years. Those were money reimbursed to each taxing entity in different amounts. For monies that they did not use for tax. Appraisal and collection business. That's good news. Then we have a letter from the Bureau of Land Management with regard to Red River. I'm not sure just exactly what they're trying to do now. They've had some issues up there. I think they've done some settlement on some lawsuits. And some private property coming back into the hands of those right now. They've still got a project going. I think there's 2 or 3 years. It's going to transpire for them. Try to keep everybody posted on there. Is there anything else that needs to be? Oh, yeah.
The conduit storm area's got a bill, trying to get that through right now to help in this BLM situation with landowners.
Yeah.
So, as soon as that transpires, it's passed, and we'll have more information on that.
Anything else?
We do have a monument out here in the courthouse now.
First rank's very good.
You did good, it's very good.
That. Okay, now,
Citizens of Gillette County.
it's good, yeah.
Alan, just done for the donation down there, you got enough money?
Get her done.
That is a huge monument. Very attractive. And no cost to this individual. Very good. Okay, item number 4. Consider county clerk minutes of previous meeting, July 28th, August 4th. With regard to July 28th meetings, are there any additions, deletions, corrections?
So,
Motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Rogers to accept the minutes of July 28th, 2014 as presented. All in favor? Carried. I don't believe there's any note to call a vote on August 4th as it reported or posted. Vera, failed to get it posted on our kiosk out here where our normal posting place is, so that meeting had to be. We didn't have that meeting. We're having the remnants of what it would have been today. I don't think there's any action. Just needs to be filed with these meetings, if you will. To note that there was held a meeting last week. Item number 4, consider update on security pledges. An old pledge. You guys pledge, yeah. A motion by Commissioner Pruitt, second by Commissioner Wiley. approve those, security pledge updates as presented. All in favor? Carried. Item number 6, consider all budget amendments and or pay vouchers.
Vouchers.
6 and 7. Amendments.
All vouchers, today's run is $98,636.35. That general is $65,422.87.
Got a motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Rogers, to approve the vouchers table as presented. All in favor? Carried. Consider employee bonds. Lana Jean Burnett and the county attorney's office.
Yes.
Got a motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Pruitt, to approve employee bond as stated. Lana Jean Burnett, county attorney's office. All in favor? Carried. Nine. Consider petition item Brenda Marshall, Kenny Barrett, report request for reimbursement to our extension agent. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Scott.
Move the reimbursement.
We have a motion by Commissioner Sykes, second by Commissioner Rogers, to authorize those reimbursements as requested. Brett Marshall and Kenny Barron, 749.24 and 516.08 respectively. All in favor? Carried. Okay, it's, I've got on my watch, I have about 3 minutes after 10. We'll move to item number 14. Consider bids for medical, dental, and life insurance companies. We have representatives here.
I did from resources. Tax sent a bid, I thought they were gonna send a rep, but it's been one of the things that they don't do. So let's open up here. Yeah, maybe I felt rejected before.
Medical.
Yes. I had talked to them earlier in the week, and they've gotten all the information. June sent it, they called my office, and we resent some stuff. Thank you for giving the Texas System of Counties Health and Employee Benefits Pool the opportunity to submit a proposal for health insurance. We regret that TAC will not be able to submit a proposal this time. We respectfully request that TAC be retained on the list of providers of health programs for future requests for proposals. We'd be happy to discuss your benefits program at any time. We feel it would be helpful to you. Okay, so I have a bid.
So there's no reason there why they didn't supply it.
Is there a reason?
There was no reason.
They're not on there, and I will talk to them. Because like I said, they were gonna give us, when I last talked to them, they were gonna give, they couldn't give a self-insurance, but they said, do you want fully? And I said, yes.
Sure, I talked about that a number of times. They had some questions or to do our advertisement. Requesting those bids would be in about 4 or 5 o'clock, right?
Right.
The other one would be tonight. Never really figure out what's wrong there.
Well, I don't
The
think
issue was there, I told Cheryl to let her know. So, bid on that, like, let me be up here at 10 a.m. this morning, representative, I probably wouldn't have any problem. Going on here and saving that deal.
I don't think time was the issue.
I don't think it was.
I think it's
I
all.
believe it was wrapped around, or,
Judy. This is Julie Shannon. She's our new representative from Group Resources. She's been with us, has it been 2 years?
Just even a year.
Oh, really? It seems like 2. It is a compliment. I mean, you just fell right in and you
that's Shannon,
Let me just give everything to you at one time.
Casey was.
My last name?
I heard that someone said.
Just call me whatever you want to. Yeah. Okay. We actually married.
I was scared too.
It was very good.
We need glasses to look at.
Sorry.
Well, now I highlighted so that you can see, but also in the letter. I didn't get it in print. So on the fixed cost, it went up a total of $1.20 per employee. Yeah. So all of the cost, I mean, basically, the fixed cost is basically the same as it was last year. But they also come down on what they recommended on funding. So the total fixed cost per employee is $294.07. And what Group Resources, and this is one of those things you can go back and forth on your stuff. They recommend that you contribute $664.14 per month. That's just for your funding. That's strictly for funding, which we haven't done any adjustments on that correctly. Also, they did include a bid for a 25,000 specific and a 30,000 specific rather than the 35 like we had there. And they also, which I didn't include, if you want to look at it, the original quote, they sent out all the companies that they sent it to. So if you want that, the HCC Life was still, had still the best numbers and so on.
They say the 664, that's what we should do.
That's for the funding, that they're suggesting that you can put whatever you want to in, you can put more in there, you can put less in there. That's
Right
right,
now, we're doing 625.
but that's for everything,
Yes.
Yeah,
that includes
that
this,
includes the 294.
right,
Or they're suggesting that we do that on top of it.
no, that 660, well, what it is, the 664 is on top of the 290.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. So we would, you know, you think to add 300, 400 on top. Yeah, what, and that's just to keep you from having, now that's the max. That's funding for the worst scenario. That's not what they expect you to have, that's what, you know, worst case scenario that you should have.
And then I left a copy for everybody. Y'all been asking me how much we've been doing the money market for in the last few years, and I did a spreadsheet that shows what extra we had to put in there and how, like I say, this year, we're still going on. We've done 350 this year. Right now, we still have 49,500 left in the bank, but we'll also be putting in our monthly money here next week.
One thing, can I say something about that report? If you look at, cash in the bank, last year when we did your renewal and everything, and even back to 2012, whenever we did the renewal, at that particular time, y'all had over $100,000, like $107,000 in 2012, and then you had $101,000 in 2013. That's what we had in the account last year. And that may be why we've not been, because a lot of times we do have money built up in the account. Just last year, 13 was an exceptionally bad year.
With all the claims paid, and then you see what we got on stop loss reimbursement that year. That was a very high claim. If you look down at the bottom, we had several.
Yeah, that's not built up.
No,
That's
sure,
money that
yeah.
we
We
transferred
had to
over.
put in 400,000, but I had
Still in a deficit.
I had 5 people go over stop loss that year. So that was
Last year,
in 13. This year, right now, because I just had one go over last week, we had 4. Down at the bottom.
Did I get, that's it.
I don't know if they're gonna be so close here.
Here, we need to have some.
I thought it did.
It's hard to for insurance company to figure out what they need to charge it, you know.
It's kind of like.
It's probably just one.
That's history.
For this year, Kay, did you have any, just for the sheet you're keeping, do you know how many, I mean, have there been a lot of them that have gone over the 20,000 mark? I know 3 of them. That went over 20 but didn't hit 35. So I mean, and we did, the 30,000 is just a little bit more in premium, but of the ones that went over the 20, we got one over 30, didn't hit 25. Kay's been making, I think, so if they hit 30, more likely they're gonna hit 35.
On the hiring and
Yes, it's included in our revenue that comes in, but, this year, as you can see, I only have 3 retirees still on the medical insurance, and one of them has depended on it. Some of them could be, first of the year we'll have, so we won't have, unless somebody's going to retire and take it. Normally, what they do is they'll take it until they turn 65 and can get away. Is, well, right now, because this is what my cash position is showing right here, and that's kind of just with everything out there, that's what is showing with all the ins and outs of what we have paid and received this year and put into it. See, this, here's what we moved over and put in there. 12 was pretty good year.
So our stop loss insurance is paid us a total of $87,000.
Yes. Now, some of that, though, I'm saying could have been from ones that went over last year. We got it first, we still had a little bit. So now that I have 4 that have gone over, I will be receiving some stop loss back from those 4 because I haven't probably gone near.
Stop loss insurance is costing us how much?
Stop loss insurance is actually costing you, $247.
47 a month, that's 4,700 employees. 4,700 a month. We had 300,000 a year. We got 87,000 benefits paid. So that's
looking at this right, 13, you take the 229, and the stop loss reimbursements. And the reimbursement, and then you take what we had left over, and add them two together. That'd be $317,062. And if you take and subtract that from the $400,000 that we put in there for one market, that would leave $82,838, exactly what would be shy of what we actually put in there. Yes, 82.
A lot of last year, you know, like I said, this is what we got back from stop loss and everything, and then some of it we got back this year is from that year too. So what I'm seeing here, this year, we haven't gotten a lot of the stop loss back because they're just now getting spent.
So how far behind is the stop loss reimbursement?
About 5 to 6 weeks from the time we see it and we pay it, because we want to pay it quickly to get our Health Smart discount. We don't want to hold off. And then we'll see 5 or 6 weeks we start. In our budget, we're doing $7,500 a year. At $625. Yeah, the retirees, like I said, they're paying back for a little bit more than what their premiums.
And that's not counting our family policies too.
We have a lot of dependents on it. Look, I have 44 dependents on the 98 employees. There's 44 that have their dependents on there. Some of them are spouse only, some of them are family, some of them are children, just children. And we did go up on the just children, we had to go up on because we weren't even collecting enough to pay their premium.
We did that last year.
We did it last year. So now, I mean, we're collecting enough to pay the premium, but depends on how many of those. And some of the children claim, some of them are a little high, some of the spouse claims are high. But it just, and then we have a lot of employees that very seldom ever use the insurance. That's the way it works.
$650,000.
Okay. Is that the new one that was pulled the other day? Probably definitely, yeah, that's the latest one that I'm working on.
2013, we paid $717,000 for premiums for the employees.
That's what we pulled out of the budget.
What did we budget?
Well, that's what we budgeted, $625 a person, that's what we
Budgeted
budgeted.
$717,000. We got back $229,000 in stop loss reimbursement.
Mhm.
So we paid almost $500,000 more premium than we got back in reimbursement. And we put the rest of the bill.
For claims and everything,
We put the rest of it.
and that's why we had to put extra money in there.
You know,
Like I said,
it's about cash flow.
A
You
lot
gotta
of
have
it's
money
cash
in
flow.
there, but sometimes we put enough money in there to cover it. We end up with these little overages of 74, 87, 3,000.
See, by the
That's
time
not a buildup of cash, that's cash we're taking out of the right-hand pocket.
Right,
or the
and that's,
left-hand pocket.
and I think we discussed that last year, that we need to add more if we don't wanna go into money
I was
market.
gonna say, a fixed plan, where we work self-insured, will give us opportunity to at least budget with the proper amount of money, but we're budgeting this money. I think we're reaching back in, getting $300,000, $400,000 out of reserves in other account, that's,
Well, now,
I mean,
last year, whenever I go back and look at the letter, last year, y'all didn't budget what we actually suggested, y'all just kind of
Leave it over there.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter what we budget, we're gonna pay the difference if it's short or if it's long.
right.
You know, so it doesn't matter what we do, what you suggest we do or not. We're going to pay the bills. So far, $35,000 deductibles. That's our commitment to our employees.
Medical claims, it's like $154,000. Our budget. Yeah. We don't have other places in the budget. If things could be moving from to this, then we wind up having to make a budget that's not enough. I'm going to get a budget that's going to go outside of this. And deal with that.
You know, our taxpayers are having to pay this benefits for our county employees. We need to be able to run them without it, which is possible. I mean, we're going to roll this number about what health insurance will cost.
Oh, from the general. And I think that's one thing that y'all looked at last year when we talked about, we can either up what we're putting into the budget and tax for it, or we can use the money that we have from overage in the general account to take
What are you referring to as an overage?
what we have left, cash we have left in the general at the end of September.
And all those, we don't run running negative until, or anything else.
No, running negative is not the budgetary plan.
Yeah, I mean, you mean in the insurance? No. That's why I come in and say, okay, I need, and that's like I said, that's why we decided not to add extra money into the fund last year. Because we know, by the time at the end of the month, after Ann takes the money out of payroll, we say, what, $70,000, and then we turn around and spend $40,000 on premiums. That doesn't leave a lot for claims that month. That's for a whole month.
But $950 per employee, and what would it cost us to have a plan that would pay? Suggested amount that they're giving us plus the premium,
Well,
not 58.
yeah, but see, that's what we got to down here, that's what was suggested last year.
Well, a fully funded plan is $700. $700 premium. Yes, sir.
I don't know if you'll be able to find the age group of this, but what we can do, and what I can do to show you is, I mean, and it won't take very long to do, is get an average age of the employees run. I would do it through the marketplace to show you what it will be. And I can bet you right now, on the average age of this group, the 6,000 deductible bronze one is running about $800 a month. $700 to $800 a month just on the 6,000 deductible.
It'd be budgeted for that amount. You know, I don't understand why, if we're paying this much in premiums and the stop losses are where reimbursements are where they at, I don't understand why no other insurance companies out there wouldn't want that business. Seems to be profitable.
Well, what they do is they actually, when they're rated, they look at the worst possible scenario because they look at all conditions on a particular group and they don't necessarily think what might happen. They're thinking the worst thing that could happen, and that's how they rate it.
So the group's past experience has got anything to do with when they run it.
No, the group's past experience does have, and also the medical conditions on the group.
Because the past 3 years, it looks like they've made pretty good money.
I don't think they made any last year because they reimbursed how much last year?
229, 681.
229, 681.
229,000.
That's 5 employees, but like I said, a little bit of that we found.
We paid the rest of the medical expenses.
some of that 87,000 is probably last year also, we didn't get to have it.
That reinsurance cost us what?
The reinsurance is costing the two, I'm gonna take off, yeah,
Two forty-seven or 294?
I'm looking at.
248, 247.94?
247.94 is for the specific stop loss. They have an aggregate of 948, which covers you for, maybe, they'll say 125% or 110% of the expected claims. I haven't been able to understand how they come to that figure.
Well, I think it's just, again, the worst case scenario. They recommend that you fund to the worst case so that you have that there in case it comes to fruition. Not everybody does that, but that is the recommendation because they're looking at, as June said, your experience, your medical, and calculating what they think.
Well, isn't the single stop loss premium figured on that worst case scenario? Why would we be paying $948 employee for aggregate premium?
Well, you don't have to pay, I mean, you don't have to pay that. That's just a suggestion.
What does it do for us?
It covers the paying that 900 and something would cover the money that all of the claims and all the money that you had to pull out for a scenario. It may not be that you use the $200 or $300 of that. You have your fixed cost and say we're budgeting 669 or 664 for funding. They're saying that is the worst possible thing. Like if everybody had claims and everybody had their specific, so that y'all wouldn't be at 35,000 on everybody. That's why they have the aggregate on there, and then to cover, yeah, it's a cap,
What's the aggregate cap?
110%, 125% of the expected.
Whatever the expected is.
That's what I was talking about. I've never been able to figure out how they do it. They usually do about 80%.
What's expected was we find figure and figure benefit.
Right.
You know, that's
Well, just to say that we can figure it because the expected claims are 80%. So you would take 20% off of
the 35,000 times the number of employees.
No, you take it off, the 20% off of the 664, which would be 400, and they're saying that's what you would probably be out on claims plus your fixed costs. That 664, that's your 35,000. Right.
But once you reach 440, because it's $9.48, our exposure will stop there.
The exposure will stop at the 664. The expected would be 80% of the 664.
And we wouldn't have to pay anything past that.
Right. If you hit your attachment.
If we hit our aggregate amount,
Yes.
you pick it up from there.
And that's where they, yeah. So it's at a specific level, it's.
So our self-insured loss exposure is 80% of that 660. When we're paying that 948. Otherwise, the stop loss stops at 660.
What is the average?
I'm guessing 50s. And because we have one on there that's 82, no, it's 80. We have some 80, we have some 82. And whenever you get, and because of the size of the group and stuff, they're on Medicare, the group is primary, so y'all can get first those plans and then Medicare.
I know my average age out of precinct is 61.
I'm sure.
Take that one down the road. You want to pick the one you want to answer? That's not there. Obviously, there's a lot of numbers here that I need to digest before I can make any kind of decision, I guess.
You know, we're the same age as so.
It looks so much different.
I know they've gone through more, it's great.
I just deal with insurance, I don't know how to deal.
She deals with stress.
Now then, one thing to keep in mind, there are ways that you can get the 35,000 exposure down, and I'm talking about we can change the language, you do not have, y'all have a Cadillac plan right now. And you can change the benefits. Now, there's one thing on there, I'll specifically, even if you stay with the 500 deductible, the out-of-pocket, I would suggest going up to, right now it's really 20%, adds up to 1,000, policy pays 100%. So you have a 1,500 out-of-pocket covered medical expense and network. Nobody has that anymore. So what I would suggest at least go, 20% adds up to 2,000. That would take a little bit off. Also, you could change your office visit copay from 25 to 30. $5 is not going to make that much difference in your, to your employees probably, but overall, it would save you some money because that's money and cost.
Well, the $2,500 deductible, 100%.
You're still going to be out. You're still going to be out with 30. The premiums will stay the same for 35,000 spent.
It always seems easier to have that higher deductible than lower copay because you don't have to do as much bookkeeping on your bills after you pay your deductible of everything. Just saying, have I paid 20% of this bill yet? This bill, so you total up your bills. And they, that all will come in chronological order when they come in.
Right. Yeah, because when you go, if you have a surgery plan, the hospital wants you, well, you've got to pay me $1,000 up front. Well, it's usually the anesthesiologist bill that gets billed first, and then the hospital says you want your money. So, let me pass out, these are some things that I did, worked up yesterday.
2,947. That's fixed cost.
That includes all the administration, the aggregate cost, that's the whole ball of wax, 29407. I'm going by what was on the sheet. It gives you the total on there. Where it says total monthly fixed cost per single, and I highlighted it. That's right.
Or a couple of administrative fees, like, just about the insurance.
Right. Well, 247.94 is for the specific, and then you add the 948 for the aggregate. The monthly accommodation fee, does that go in? Is that y'all's charge, or is that separate? Or is that with the, y'all know it's in the fixed cost, but is that separate? Y'all, they just pay the 247.94 the 948 days for the right? Okay, that is.
So what's their insurance? What are their pretty happy about that.
I think it could be feeding the wrong dog. It could be feeding the wrong dog. Like I said, I still like, actually, never found said there's not a better plan than this. She said we've got a Cadillac plan, I realized we've got a Cadillac Explorer, and then I go for a Cadillac plan. And if we are, let's go ahead and budget for the real cost of the thing and not
used to go,
So you need to make sure that you're in network before you start your.
absolutely, because I see what,
It's like my question says, you had an emergency, had to get x-rays, what would happen?
There's allowances for emergency.
Huh?
There's allowances.
yeah. But if we know what doctors that you're going to or hospitals, we can look it up, and that Health Smart discount is so huge. But
I think it's a surgeon center, which uses a group of anesthesiologists for that center, which was not a network. I didn't have I didn't have a choice. Couldn't pick. They was contracted with these anesthesiologist surgeons. I didn't have a choice.
They were contracted with an anesthesiologist that was outside the network.
Unfortunately, most of
I
the,
use
most
the doctor, and
anesthesiologists
the
do.
doctor uses the
Is
surgeon.
that normal for anesthesiologists?
Yes, yes.
What gives them the latitude?
Well, because they don't ever, it's their choice whether to participate in the network so they can balance billing. And they're never gonna see you, like, you might spend 2 minutes before you go to sleep, rather than, they don't have to deal with that.
And they go to different facilities, they contract.
So they charge and run.
So why, like my wife's insurance, they don't have networks?
They do, I can assure you they do. Because,
Listen,
For shoot, the hospital area?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that is their network.
Because she's got a voice on all that.
but they have a network, because if they weren't in a network, you would have doctors out there that will balance billing all the time. What I'm saying balance bill is if they charge you $1,000 and they allow 500, they're gonna come back to you for that 500. So, and it would be every bill.
They're not taking that 500 out.
Right. Well, you do have an out-of-network cap of 2,000.
They're not adding
I know, but on yours, I've got yours and I'm working on it. And what we do on that, and I was telling them earlier, because this has happened to me before too, whenever you go into an emergency room, you don't have a choice a lot of times. Emergency room physicians is nothing
Yeah.
that will not be in network. Or there's certain labs.
How can they come to grants and not be in our network? That's not right.
I know because they're contracted by the hospital. The hospital does not check with them to find out which networks they have.
Hospital doesn't.
No, but ain't that crazy? That's crazy. I think it is.
Yeah. But that happens more
At
than.
least y'all agree with me, you know. But we don't agree on things.
And another one
They're
that
not
another one that you have to watch is labs. Labs, because you will go into a doctor, he's gonna do this really weird blood test, and instead of sending it to the usual lab, they're gonna ship it off to New York or something like that. And that comes back out of network. We don't have a lot of control over that. So you just need to ask, you have to ask questions at the time. Where are you gonna send this? What are you gonna do? It's gonna be in network. And if you know you're gonna have surgery and stuff, start check with the doctor, okay, is this,
They charge you.
yeah.
he was, but let's check, because I used him, he was. But see, the doctors and the hospitals can come in and out of network, so
Absolutely. They let me
if you know that you're going to the doctor, I urge, and I'm gonna put out a notice on this, because we're having more and more problems.
And one of the things that happens if they change locations, if they move their office 10 blocks down the road, they have to notify because everything has to match up. Just like whenever you go in and a claim is filed, your social security number has to match up, your date of birth, everything. And that's just a cross check. But if they move their office, they can be out of network shortly because it will change their provider. Oh, and Adelaide?
Kay can do
He
that.
said he's a network. Already know
I know
that.
people,
I knew she'd probably know.
Yeah.
but he
That'll work.
helps
That's
them
smart.
to make sure you get that huge discount.
Not really.
Yeah, but he's in the phone joint with me. Okay. He's in phone joint.
When I used it back years ago, he was, but like I said, they can come in and out, and I've checked every.
I'll double check when I know it is.
And what I'm finding out too, a lot of times, an employee will go to a doctor, and that doctor won't tell them, I'm not in the Health Smart discount, we're not in the network. So we don't get that big discount. and that money gets moved to the employee.
They should need to ask his referring doctor, the doctor they're referring to.
Because they make a copy of the card, they know you have Health Smart.
You know,
Why don't they
something
tell?
off with, you know, they don't care whether it's network or not.
There's where the weakness of the medical system lies. You're gonna do whatever your doctor tells you, whether it's right or wrong.
How hard is it for a doctor?
I mean, you just got to take charge of your personal self. That doctor he's sending you to may not be the best doctor for you to go to.
It's just.
And it may not be the most economical, sure.
Contract.
But if you do that,
Some
you
of
get ready
them
to
don't
pay
do
this.
it.
Price. It's not hard. Most time it's just a matter of paperwork being processed. Blue Cross, it takes a doctor about 6 months to get a Blue Cross number. I don't think it takes as long as that Health Smart. One of the best things is you can go online and look and see, but one of the things you need to do is ask your doctor specifically. He may not know what networks he is, and he's in the office manager should know what
One that does
networks.
insurance should.
I've employed employees that did this a couple of years ago, but this hospital would take their insurance. It's called Fall Hospital.
I know another
Every
company
insurance.
that has the same thing.
Insurance is not a free ticket into the doctor.
No, they've got to be, there's a company here in town right now that cannot use the doctors in hospitals either.
Right, because they're not there.
And I can't remember
Well,
what
they can, they just pay the out network.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is
And it's a difference on
not
ours
saying you
between
can't get
40, 60, and 80, 20, if you wanna.
There's outfit out here, it's not like, yeah, I'm not
Oh,
And the insurance was using a PPO that they accept.
but it's the employee patient's responsibility. I mean, if you know you're gonna have something, take and look it up in 2 minutes and find out, and if not, then you can maybe go back to your doctor and go send you to a specialist, let's see who is, and take these doctors.
It's just like medications, they prescribe a $300 prescription for asthma, they're a little less expensive alternative.
And they really work with us on our prescriptions, injectables and different things that they've got the prescription part down good since, because we were having major problems. Somebody prescribes you a $2,500 prescription, you may not get it, there's something else out there that's gonna work. I mean, that's, and the doctors here.
They don't know.
They
The doctors do not have, most of the doctors do not have a clue what the medications cost. They have to come in and say, okay, this is something.
They just congratulate.
Yeah. So, but the doctors are clueless on that.
But you've got those people who said, well, the doctor tells me I'm gonna have to stay alive on one day.
And when we see we've got it flagged where it's over a certain amount, it's gonna flag us, and it'll probably get denied at the pharmacy, and they'll call and they'll say, well, let's see what else is available. And mail-in prescriptions, if it's something that can mail in, that saves us a lot of money. So we have encouraged that, and we have a lot more people do mail-ins. But we had to kind of train the employee, this is what you need to look for, and let's stay on top of this. Not only saves us money, but saves y'all money.
This is just a suggested rate sheet. You can do whatever you want to on there. And then the second page is some suggested changes on the plans. Now, if we do dramatic changes and stuff, it can throw you into the non-grandfathered plan. But you can make some minor changes that will, I think, will overall help your upfront cost. One of the things that you could do on your current plan is you can keep the same deductible, or you could increase it to $750 a year. Another thing y'all have is 3-month carryover. I didn't put that on there, but we could just start doing calendar year without the 3-month carryover.
And that's when you meet your deductible in the last 3 months of the year, October, November, December, that deductible carries over to the next year, which is something.
So you don't start again in January.
No. And then, this I would definitely recommend on your out-of-pocket, and this does not include your deductible. Currently in network, it's $1,000, raise it to $2,000. And then on the prescription copays, nobody pays those copays anymore. The generic, I would recommend leaving it $10, so people would be encouraged. But then you can increase it to, like, instead of the 10, 15, and 30, increase it to 10, 25, and 45, instead of the 10, 15, and 30. And then on the mail order, instead of one deductible for every 3 months, you could do two deductibles, so they'd still be getting 1 month completely through.
And so that is what we see on most plans, is at 2 times, two deductibles for the 3 months. So it gives you that 1 month, but very few plans just have the one copay.
And then, like I said, the office visit copay goes from 25 to 30. I don't think $5 is going to make much of a difference. Most companies now are doing a 2-level copay. You're doing a primary care, which is your pediatricians, your OBGYNs, and the internist and family practitioners. They'll have 1 level on that, and then the specialist is a higher level. Sometimes it's $10 or $15 more. Sometimes they double that amount as far as a specialist. But if y'all want to keep it just all the same, which is always much easier, then we can at least raise it $5. And these are all going to add up. And then I didn't realize it until I was looking at y'all's plan last night. Well, and again, this plan document was written 15 years ago. I can't tell you how long ago we came out with that. But anyway, it's a $50 copay for the emergency room. We have got to go back on that, especially because y'all don't have a minor emergency plans here. But when the doctor's here, it's my impression that when you get sick on the weekend, you call and say, I need such and such. Well, if they won't call in a prescription, they say, oh no, you go to the emergency room. That's not a good plan. I mean, if we will, increase the copays and make people think, if they're, if you're really, really, really sick, you're dying, I want you to go to the emergency room, but it's not going to make a difference when you wait 24 hours to get into your doctor. So that, I would encourage to go up to $100 a copay or even $150, because like I said, it will keep people out of the emergency room, because when you go to the emergency room here, then you've got the emergency room physician, which is out of network, so you're going to end up being out more bucks
Then the
there.
people who aren't going to the doctor are really all making a difference on their premiums, because they use your pay, if you use the stuff, you pay. If you don't, you don't pay. Stay healthy.
And these are the 3 plans that we have in effect right now. I mean, we have plan 1 with the 500 deductible, that's what everybody's on. We have plan 2 with 1,000 deductible, which is probably more in line with what most employees have right now, honestly. Then we still have the HSA on the books, which is the 1,500 deductible, 80%. The only change I would recommend on that one is that in the past we've had it was an aggregate deductible, and we want to make it an embedded deductible. And the reason I'm saying embedded is because that if someone, say you have a family of 5 on the plan, and one person goes into the doctor and say they're going to have something major, well, they would have to be out the whole deductible, the whole family deductible before it starts paying. And I would suggest the embedded deductible where that person would just be out the 1,500 deductible plus the 20% of 2,000, so their out of pocket would be $3,500.
So the family policy would work as an individual policy.
Rather than having like a 7,000 out of pocket.
So how much is plan 2 right now?
I can't tell you. I mean, again, it's anybody's guess the plan 2. I'm just giving you upfront costs that can help bring the claims costs down.
Right, this is shifting the money off to the employee. It's not gonna change anything in our premiums or anything else, but the employee will be paying a little bit more than maybe before the plan pays. Right, so
Yes.
it's more upfront dollars for the employee before it hits the plan.
So the front benefits and driving costs.
Now, wellness is covered 100% in here. but you want people to go get their wellness. Now, if you go to the wellness, if you go for your physical, your annual wellness check, they find something wrong and there's a diagnosis on there, it kicks out as wellness. It's not gonna be 100%, but the 100% will be paid on wellness, screenings, exams. If there's not a diagnosis on there,
Colonoscopy is one thing that is on that list. There's one little thing found, and you have to remove it, it automatically goes off of our wellness.
and where the polyps were, now if they find an erosion that ends up being something else, which is like a routine polyp, it's covered 100%, it's a benign polyp.
As long as there's no diagnosis.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying, none of these plans will affect our premiums?
it's not gonna affect your cost on the 35,000, that
Insurance
200
school,
is
like,
something
we
that's
decide what we're
going
gonna
to.
have,
that
we'll
was
need to go
like
over
the
the
same.
scam
Plan one,
advice,
two, and
like
three,
you
just-
can.
That run point nine on this.
I love it, we'll help,
Where you're gonna save
all this
is on
other
the
I get there.
times, charge, the funding part.
And if we don't know the answer, we call these two.
Always don't mind us to call you, sure. No.
We can't get any comparison on our system for each north or south charity, fully insured.
I don't know what people, I mean, I can put it out on the listserv and see what,
Our conference, if they're fully insured, they're at least $900 per employee month.
Archer City's using tax. They're fully insured, for percentage tax. But their employees won't get the big boys.
Basically, what their rate was, their fully rate was.
So I can figure it, see,
We're spending near $8,000 employees.
and that's on the ones usually, the ones that don't use insurance.
they're high deductible. And that's what most of the plans are out there now. It's anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 deductible, so not to do that stuff. Plans.
And then deductible shifted the cost onto the employee, which,
It's not really, that deductible is based on medical inflation. This $500 deductible plan, if it was alive in 1980, you're looking at $1,500 deductible now to catch up with that. So our $500 deductible is like $230, $150.
so being partially self-funded, we can, y'all can decide, we can change any of that any way we want to.
No, we didn't, we're beating the dead horse right now. We need
And get a price.
to go down to get a price. We're just slashing around this, it's slapping around this.
It's not gonna affect our premium.
The premium's exactly to the dollar what it was last year,
It's
so the
third.
premium,
$1,300 for the. We're gonna put burden on the party to bring down the premium.
And that's not gonna happen.
but what it's doing is bringing down your claims costs by
This
putting
is,
more
we're not
on
talking
the
about anything in healthcare wise that's not out there in the major marketplace outside these walls of government. Private industry, you don't have any benefits at all, or you got benefits that are indicative of the cost of medical. So if you got cancer, $2,500 is nothing you can't pay off the hospital. $2 million that you can get rid of.
and then they're gonna get that 35,000 back. If it's something major, they're gonna get 35,000.
So we just need to know where this process back.
You tell her what you want, well,
We're just wasting time.
Okay,
I thought we had discussed open and HSA,
well, we got it, HSA.
yeah, but you said it doesn't affect the premium.
It doesn't, nothing is going to affect what you pay for your fixed costs. That's gonna be, say, you might as well take that off the board, because that's what it's gonna cost you per employee.
What if it's fully insured after $2,500? HSA.
It's gonna be, it's gonna be, I bet you right now, because I read it on me, but I bet you right now, 2,500 deductible for a 50-some odd person, HSA, is probably gonna end up,
There's not a group HSA.
We have an HSA in place, okay, which they still, it's not gonna affect your fixed cost, it's gonna affect the funding cost. That's where you're gonna save on the HSA, is strictly on the funding cost. Because they're gonna charge you the 200 and something, 294. That's fixed. They're gonna charge you that regardless whether you have a $50,000. Because they're gonna be out, they're gonna be out anything over 35,000. So they're, anything else is gonna be gone up to 35,000.
So 50,000.
We have, $31,995. That's what we
3.6
except we do have an aggregate.
Aggregate, right.
Well, 20% lower.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, the only way we can save money this year will be changing your expenses, your funding, what we can do there. Now, I sent it to Aetna, did not get a quote from Aetna. I got a no bid for United Healthcare, never heard from Cigna. And then I
And
sent
TAC is Blue Cross Blue
and
Shield.
the tag is Blue Cross Blue Shield, because I asked specifically at Blue Cross, do we have to go through tag or can we just go straight to Blue Cross? And I was told no, because of the contract, we have to go through tag. There's not very many more companies out there now.
We all. That plan too.
Like I say, shifting it to, you're not gonna change your premiums any. You're shifting the cost to the employee, which that's still a pretty decent deductible. But you're pushing it
So we
to the
set a
employee.
plan for it's the same price on that too.
Yeah, the premium price, what we pay to resources is the same one.
We go on $1,300 for the year.
Well,
$1,300.
$1,334 cost us. Or what would it cost an employee? I mean, that's how much it went up, right?
it was $1.20 per month per person on
Now,
administration.
that times 100.
That's what the industry figure out here.
Now,
We're out.
that's still flexible because of the funding. It could be that you have, you don't have a real good year and your claims might be
Right.
half of what they'll be.
That's good.
Yeah, that's just, it's,
That's how we've been out today.
And here's what we
yeah.
He ain't gonna tell us.
The thing that I would suggest is going ahead, and you can do this however you want to. We can put it off to some other day, or we can go ahead
This is counting.
and accept the 35,000, spend those charges and fixed charges, and then we can work on benefits to see about getting the other. And in the meantime, if I had a computer, I could go in and give you a rate right now. Hey.
But just transfer some of that on just keep her from hitting on landowners. And I don't think you can, we have it right. We have it right.
They're gonna grind.
But it is.
Just go direct to Blue Cross Blue Shield. Got BCBS,
Co-pays, that's just okay.
That's what we're paying in premiums, yes. This is gonna change. And the only way to change that is to add them into your, into what we put in.
Just figure out how to
That's our healthcare cost for us.
That's 2012, the late money.
You like that?
The late money, 2012.
We put a little bit in.
Made money in 2012?
Yes, sir.
We had to put a little bit in,
How do you figure that?
But you look at your stop loss.
How do you figure any money?
Your stop loss reimbursement was $123,000,
Right.
811. All we had to move from the left market was $150,000.
We just look at what the premium paid, what we got, stop loss reimbursement.
And then we still had $74,000, but $600,000.
That's the numbers we put in there from out of our
see,
accounts.
this
That
look this up.
cover our bases on our self-insurance.
It's an overage, but if you look at your reimbursements,
Reimbursement's $123,000.
yeah,
We paid $720,000 for premium.
But I think, but don't you think we
That's
can
that money.
always independent should have to?
To have that money come, when $123,000 benefits cost us $720,000.
you previously would tell them whether you use it or not, right?
Exactly. And it's gonna be premiums or
That's
whatever.
exactly right, but
You know,
that's exactly right, so we give all the benefit we can for premium.
but my point is, we got back more within what we got back, plus what we had left over, it exceeds what we had put in there, over and above what we would have put in there. And we were looking at 82,000 last year, it was, that was $1,000 cost. So what we was up there.
The thing that's great about this plan is if you have a good year, instead of paying like fully insured plan, $900 per employee to the insurance company, you're not gonna see the savings, they're gonna keep all of that money, right?
For this year.
Well, if we were paying $900 now, we wouldn't be any less money out than what we are next month.
Right, but what I'm saying is, what if you have a great year next year and you don't, only just pay out 50% of the claims that you pay?
Some of our.
We are paying the same rates.
What if we had the stop loss here that you keep talking about? Where everybody pays
We
$35,000.
have a stop loss, depending on what $35,000.
Well, that's where the aggregate.
The $660,000.
You know, I mean,
What do we have there?
because what the employee's paying is their aggregate, what they're paying over what the premium is.
We would be paying $600 or $400,000. I mean, that exists, because we're having a good year with an aging group that we've got. And, I mean, from an insurance risk
That's
standpoint,
a
it's
job,
our
because
thing.
we can look at several.
Okay, well, what are you wanting
The
us to
only
do?
thing, if you meter the deductible.
I want to get more benefits.
The premium is what it is, the same thing it was good luck, etc.
Well, it just means that we're going to get away from the $500 limit.
Right,
We're going to go to a higher,
We've got to have it.
higher copay amount. We're going to go to our co-insurance amount.
So,
We're going to go
I
to
mean,
copay.
and if y'all want to.
Maybe you put HSA where we can give the employee the HSA money to pay for a few of those copays. And the healthier they stay, the less they go to the doctor, the better off they are. They can keep that money in the funds if they don't use it.
I agree with you on that. But we've had it available, and nobody signed it.
Let's go this, we spent this much time now selling this thing.
Don't want to do it, but I signed it.
We don't spend that kind of time selling it. And it's, you and I both know it's a matter of education and selling it to them.
But
Last
also,
year-
this is where you and I disagree.
I'm thinking about.
Your employees aren't the highest paid employees. Your employees are not the highest. How many of them,
Consider it one time raising.
how many of them live from paycheck to paycheck?
What are you saying?
I'm saying, what is the average employee pay?
Out of the,
Everything on,
32,000 out of the
probably 20,
precinct.
27,000.
Okay, if you have a family of four,
That's up to them, not to say at this point.
I have lived
I
there.
agree
What
with
you
you.
want to shift.
We got a town full of people working at minimum wage, with minimum wage skills. But I'm not gonna bother with
Okay, what question for here? It's not, I'm gonna study on it a little bit, all the rest of this next week. Or just anything.
Just gonna shift more. It's gonna thinking more about it, hospital, doctors, or whatever. We'll do that.
We could do like Jim suggested, and make some changes in our plan that would help with our claims. But like I said, everything that we're looking at shifts it onto the employee. Is that right? Our premiums basically almost did not go up. That's minimal. That is wonderful, because I really did not expect that. You did not. Our fixed costs.
I do know that when he talked about our county, that their insurance premium goes up substantially. That's something we're going to do.
If we would look at fully insured, they were fully insured with the animals. That's right now. Look at our age and our, I know, our age and our medical history.
Recommended $664.
Or your budget.
Yeah. It's like that's the claims carry. Plus the 294 for our administrative and reinsurance costs. So, $958. That's what we're recommending.
And the reason why we're recommending that 664 is so that you won't have to go back to the general fund to get money out.
So you're saying do 664 a person instead of 625, like we're doing that a little bit, or
Well, actually, it would be the 664 just strictly for the third month,
for the claims?
plus the 294.
So we're talking about $50.
That was my first day when we started looking for the budget for this, for all of this.
So
Actual
We
change.
know that's not good.
So you're gonna add that to the budget,
We're taking it out as we go through the year and do it anyway.
but you're not taxing the citizens about it.
They're paying for it.
They're not paying for it, you're taxing.
They've already paid for it. We're overtaxing somewhere already.
See that?
But we can look at, whatever you wanna look at, I can figure into the budget, so much a person more per person, or
what you're saying is zero less.
Budgeting what it costs us.
We have built up a reserve fund,
For a minute.
for all purposes.
in the general. But see,
That's
that's
how
part
their
of,
medical costs are.
that is money we
That's what's
got,
gonna cost us this government.
we collected in overage, just like this money that we just got from the appraisal office. We didn't expect that 43,000, and that's from years past.
What you're advocating though, what I'm hearing you saying is, we should have zero left every year.
It's still part of a reserve amount that we decide on how much
We're
reserve.
supposed to do, but, and we've done that, and that's why we've got this reserve that, we're using exactly property, but, procedural money, that's why we've got it here. It's,
Well, reserve money should be spent when you have no other alternatives, and it's something that has come up that you didn't roll out, or that you didn't plan on. This health insurance, we know we're supplying it for our employees, we know what's it cost to do this. We want our employees to have these benefits.
But we don't want to have everything.
You got yours, you got your
so
showing
that's
what
what
it's
we've got figured there, that shows what happened in the last 3 years.
But while we'll say we do have some of the ones that were on with the spec issue that will not be there.
No, because you don't know what's going to happen.
But there may be a different one come up. You don't know. That's
So
what
how
we
do you actually
insurance
budget
system.
for that?
Exactly.
How do you budget for replacement?
Let's do the $294 and $100.
Exactly.
So why would you want to tax the
Let's just do
citizens?
$294 and $100, not $664. Let's just do $100. We're gonna get the money from the same place we're gonna get the $664 then go. Oh, no. Do have a discussion of that.
I just think that it's a, if you use the budget here, don't have to spend more than, get an alternate,
HR.
HRA.
or
It's just where the employee has
Has control over the money.
and where the other one, the employer has control over the money. You know, and if that employer comes to work for a month, and he has $2,500 in an account, and he decides he wants to leave, he can take that money with him and go.
This
If the
way we're
employer,
keeping the money.
you
That's
better
what
keep
we're
that
trying
money.
to do.
It's a big tax.
Yeah, it becomes taxable income that way, with an HSA.
I'll roll it if you're that.
Because this money's received.
Yeah.
And that's, and unless it's used in the proper way.
One of the ones that, we've got Farmers National Bank, HRA, and Bruce Bailey and stuff, y'all can talk to him about how that works. Now,
How many employees do they have
they're about 10.
compared to 100?
Yeah, but the HRA thing is they still have, I think they have like a 1,500 deductible, but the employee actually has like a 750 deductible. And then what they do is they come, they bring their explanation of benefits to them. They have to prove that they pay the medical costs before they're reimbursed.
That's the way my medical plan works now. $2,500 HSA. And I put $1,500 in their HSA for them if they showed me that they paid the $2,500.
But my suggestion, I mean, Board of Commissioners, and judge and all that, can we just kind of settle on like the 35,000 and then the other part, we can work that out? I mean, because y'all can check with Bruce as far as the HRA, because that side's gonna stay the same, it's the funding side that we're arguing about. We're not in agreement about.
So the difference between the 20 and the 30 and the 35 did not make that much difference.
No, it was going to,
So why not?
yeah, it was gonna be the 25 was going to raise it to 360.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
But the 30,000 was only raising it $30. A month per person.
I was thinking,
You got a lot of people.
that's my.
35 increase by all.
Yeah.
And 30's
it would add another $30 per person actually, and $30 per person.
Like I said, we're not having that many get the 30 that don't get the 35. You have a lot of 30 women.
We got one, pretty soon she did that.
Yeah, the other working the rest of the details.
Yeah. We got it right. And that's about it.
Resources, that's $35,000.
Wait with the rest of the stuff.
Oh, no, these are short-term policies, that's what it is.
We got
But these are short-term, for instance, yeah, so they're gonna be something cheaper because they just increases is not covered on this. Trouble with problem, that's not a good problem. I'll do it.
State resources at 35K, you know, what the fixed cost is going to be. It's going to vary a little if we move down to 30 or 45.
And then we can I think that it would give some people, you know, as far as benefit design or whatever they're going to do. Or just decide who you want to come up with benefit design, or you know, use what I recommended, or
The 35, we raised it a few years ago, because then we had 30 and then we raised it to 35.
yeah. I think we actually started out at 10 when we first wrote it.
The 35's been in there for,
7 or 8 years. I can go back and file.
which isn't a bad place to be.
Honestly, what we could do to make this easy is we could actually do away with social plan. Go to the second plan, put the housing deductible. We can actually even use that for an HRA. if we want to.
Well, we got a motion to have the,
We don't have a second.
Just what we need.
I know where you're going. All we're doing is going for something on resources, basically, $35,000.
And that's at 290.
And we haven't figured out the whole 500,000, but we're just locking them in right now.
For the
So we can at
premium.
least move on with the budget.
294.
What we need to decide is what we're going to do with claims.
Well,
It's either them.
You know, next time.
That time, and what she said, they're not the one that would even, everybody else would bid them. That's included little across the game. I know what I mean.
nothing changes, fifty dollars, you can set, stop, other,
Right.
I'm gonna get much down. Set down 30 and move that fixed cost up.
And for the claims I've seen, I don't.
Let's just stop, 40.
That's not wrong.
$30,000, if you want to do anything, back in the 20s.
All it's gonna do is change it like $17 a month per person, just $247 on the, two, 220, yeah.
Looks like this is kind of, certain things get weird.
Because of the four people I had over.
Anybody bid on coverage.
That's an email I got from She printed it all. It's already-
Well, there's something to be said for employees that have been here for a long time. Right there, and it's not a problem, that's what insurance is for.
They don't speak for it.
Fully picked up the full or
That was a fully insured. And then I never heard of Cigna or Aetna.
Commissioner Pruitt has a motion out here. State group resources at $35,000 stop loss. Other figures. Guess
What we wanna put, what we
how
want,
much we fund our claims decision doesn't have to be made at this point. Your question. Is there a second?
they're extrapolating.
They're extrapolating.
Situation is this, we'll put it up for bids, because it was more rejected bid. So we have to go with what's been brought to us. Where to go. That is the problem. We've got ourselves in a position to have to work out. I'll second your motion.
I mean, I suggest next year we're gonna do this.
I heard that last year.
We need to.
But I don't know what's gonna happen there, if you go out earlier, if you don't have numbers for people to look at there.
And I agree with zero balance budgets. I agree with balance budgets.
Okay, or whatever. Got a motion by Commissioner Pruitt, and a second by Commissioner Simon to accept the fixed cost bid of group resources at a $35,000 top loss. I think that is in 290,407. 290,407.
For month,
Excuse me.
for month.
Yeah.
That doesn't change the HRA.
That's in the statement safety regardless. What we've got to do is figure out ways to save money on the public side.
And it's based on the fact which they said it should. It got about that.
All in favor of that motion? Last five people, that one, I'm gonna have to say yes, Judge. Give me, I'm gonna say, you can't, you second.
My second was very good.
Okay, I won't call it one five oh. Then what I'm gonna suggest is, we'll come on up to the court along with Jim, and Sheriff, anybody else? Come up suggesting that, yeah. We'll enter into HSA, HRA, how much funding they're gonna have claims. Do that, what we should do.
You don't like me.
I don't like it
I
either.
run into these kind of attitudes.
Okay, well, Mr. Pruitt, we're going to get in there and
non-chaos besides, for our having claims down. And those other sanitary aspects of this law. I'm looking at Josh, I'm saying, yeah.
Okay, but when are we gonna get together? Let's just take care of us.
Just say you can,
When we wrap this meeting up, we just.
That works for me.
okay,
That was good of you, Jim. Maybe I'm
Do
sorry.
you have time,
I've got that taken care of.
do you
Okay.
have time to say?
Right. 10 minutes, we'll be back here at 5, let's see, 11:35.
My son, This new spirit, they went very far more.
On that curve, on that road,
Yes.
the one that went to the lake, I saw that.
But if it's for a jagged,
They have it on TV, special.
Yeah. The trunk is still in pretty good shape.
See, this year.
Right there, right on the rest of it. Yeah, the people still doing the same thing. What deal?
We'll call a meeting back to order, it's, 10 minutes to 12. We are on item 15. Consider contract with Omni Industrial, in Young County for precinct 3 storage, just like lot, Stacy, you have anything to do with that?
This is where I stopped. There, get back there. And that's, we had the lease when I took over, it's original precinct 3, and this is the second time we agreed to it. It's actually the same dollar amount. Got a map associated with it, the map was really not bad.
I think it was 7 if it was on the other one.
Yeah, it's just information for all parties are agreed. It's real handy. I just recommend continue paying the lease. That precinct 3. Stop
And it's in this budget.
For this, 5 years.
In 5 years.
Second, got a motion, Roger. Second, Wiley. I'm sorry. We enter into the contract with Omni Industrial Association, City of Omni. Leasing for purposes, leasing for stockpile for precinct 3. All in favor? Carried.
And they gave us 2 originals, you'll sign both, and I'll send one back to them, and I'll keep one in my files.
Okay. Number 16, consider order approving the Falk elections judges, Lawrence Sullivan elections administrator.
I think I put it in your packets, the list that the county chair is sending for the election judges for the upcoming calendar for the next 12 months. That.
Second.
And
Quickest thing you got done. Go back and I made no accident.
You did.
I said no to her every time.
motion from Commissioner Pruitt, second by Commissioner Wiley to approve the election judges as recommended, by Lawrence Sullivan. Three chairs.
There's your motion in there.
All in favor? Carried. Yes, so all those positions were filled.
The Democrats did not go 6, 7, and 10. And I can.
There's no change in what you presented to us in there.
No, there's no change to those. And we can amend those as we go along. finding Democrats to work right now.
You able to go on the need to school?
But, finding Democrats out in those areas. is a little more difficult, like it.
Item number 17,
Right.
consider certified petition for alcohol election and consider order calling that election. Ms. Lawrence,
Did get the required number of signatures for the alcohol petition to legally sell beer and wine off premises. So we need to go ahead and call that election so that it will go on the November ballot.
okay, that'd be called, have a motion. Maybe we have a second. Motion Commissioner Pruitt, second by Commissioner Sines, to accept the certification of self-petition and to order that election to be held in conjunction with the general election. This is a special election. This order.
That's it.
All in favor?
So we'll be able to send out.
For justice. These guys will have different ballots. It's just a thing.
This election is a special election, which one do you vote on the same day?
Correct. It has to be held in conjunction with a one date, but it has to be a special election. So there are actually two orders that will do for election.
Is it clear to me
This is the order
And then
for this alcohol election stuff. Now, I'll let you one later on for the general election.
How many signatures in that?
I know a general amount, I don't know how many they approved, but
Specific.
there were 1,175 to recruit. I think there were just over 1,600 to recruit. 16.
that would be incorrect. Around 1,270 turned in. Promise you.
My calculation showed 1650.
I imagine we need that petition to file this motion too.
What was the minimum number? What?
11, 12.
This general
Thank you very much.
Announce that is, taking that order, that's for Young County Justice and Peace Precinct.
Just until the two precincts, correct? Two precincts.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Motion second, came where it did.
Exactly. You know that. You know that, man.
Okay. Item number 18 is consider price and contract from Allstate Tire Incorporated. And to discuss and consider updated high game antenna. I think that's $1,750.
$1,750. I took a picture of the old antenna. We're gonna be, I believe it states in here, 420 foot elevated. What that antenna will be setting on, top of that. 420 foot, which will be over the very top of the tower. The antenna that we took down from the old location out there is the old style antenna that all your wiring is on the outside of the antenna. So when the wind blows, they sit there and just flopping and carrying on, and it already some deterioration on coax and stuff. The new antenna that we're talking about is, everything is within the inside of the antenna. Plus, where the old antenna was a single scoping hole, with just single pieces of pipe, this is double line, top and bottom, which make it a lot more durable.
Prevent chafing of the coax on it.
That and plus the wind load is going to be at that high, it'll be able to handle that wind load. And with doing that, the cost of the antenna is what would be if we had to climb up there and change it, something like that, back up, and it would have problems. I just think we're going to go with the new antenna, they would have that kind of wind load, and the coax.
If you're doing it right.
Well, what we're trying to make it work, the raise has benefits.
Why you said you did have that spot?
You can't afford to start.
What's the cost of it?
1750.
I think I'll have a copy of that, All-Star Power Incorporated.
It's 3250. What they're going to charge us, I believe, to do all the
3250 plus 17, so that's $4,000, $5,000.
And I did get the email where it talked about everything was split, like you was talking about Mike's Rock, everything was negotiated split. Cost. Was it to take into consideration?
So was it proportional split?
Yes, that's what it said.
I'll second.
And in reality, what we're saving on coax, and what it actually usually costs us, retail price, is more than what the antenna costs. So we're,
That's installed.
that's its, well, installation. Yes, sir, is it 3250? But the antenna and coax is separate from that. I think it's what, was it $3 or something for coax and foot?
Something like that.
And that's inch and a quarter iliacs, that is.
It's an inch and a quarter, we did have some 7/8 and didn't have enough 7/8 anyway. It was when I fixed last year, on new, I think new cost on that, like $9.
Yes, too high.
And, low road. And white and, 460 feet.
Yeah, it's a really good piece off.
And,
Complicated.
Yes.
inch and a quarter. We highly recommend it, and that, I think it's like 350 a foot.
Which one is somewhere about $11, yeah, $11. But it's just like electrical cord, that high, you lose some
Resistance.
resistance. And it being all one piece, you don't cut out any other problems.
Okay.
So we do
What?
so those
Replace our old antenna. Or as a communication with a user, a new $1,750 high gain. All favor? Okay. Okay, now the contract with Law State Tower Incorporated. We'll have that tonight. We call for price of $3,250, and that's compensation to the side. The installation of furnished antenna and coax. Coax fixture here with the rubber coated steel banded ties, and that's Dwayne has been in communication with his tire company. That's what he recommended. Get it. Have everything. All state power to install antenna on existing mounts.
We accept.
Okay.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sykes. And second, Commissioner Wiley. Second, contract as submitted by Allstate Power Incorporated, all in favor? Carried five. Okay, number 19 now is to consider a contract with Zito Media for tire space and rental at $100. That's also in your package as it fitted to them. I think everyone has got 5 words of that they look at. Making some modifications, I don't think they're really substantial modifications. But does anybody have any discussion or to the changes that they
Do you think it, line 2 on the term, that we already had something in there with an option for another 10 years? Yeah, I'm just wondering about that.
Well, I don't know, those things change hands pretty often. Hopeless for 10 years, obviously after 10 years, well, I'm not sure of that, but I would expect the right people to kind of negotiate. We can get that.
Zero Junior may have a deal.
Zero Junior.
You gave everybody a copy
It's a lot of material. This right here. Lease agreement. Fuel tire. Zito.
You know, I've never been to that car side. They do it. I'm assuming that they have to go in there.
Well, as a consideration, we've been discussing replacing the building and the other tower anyway, so.
It's not in.
You better check the motors if they're not.
On number 5, they added in, they put an addition in there that if there's any science studies, required for any of the installation, that would be our responsibility, that certainly for our team. Like that, work with that, they're not responsible for any studies.
Lisa shall provide, you provide the key or combination.
Access is on the plan, except at plan gate.
There's another one, I think, aren't you, where at the sign.
But in our section, we have right access, will be provided with key or combination for authority to place our lock barrels.
I would imagine that one bigger area we gotta have, I think they've been really excited to have that. I think that's pretty excited too.
Okay, we've got motion. Wiley, second, signs. We enter into a contract with Legal Media, our special loan, $100 per month, that would be like annual. 30 days prior to the, 30 days prior to the. All in favor? All carried. Okay, any matter pertaining to the budget, we're in the budget workshop here on the 20th.